Hi, Sam from Guitar Village here. We're now the proud stockists of Patrick James Eggle guitars. We've got 4 of them in with a view to ordering even more of them. We thought it'd be a great idea to get Patrick down to have a chat. This is how it went. So how long have you been building guitars now?
45 years almost. I built my first guitar when I was 15.
Wow. What made you decide to build a guitar?
Because at the time I was at school obviously and playing in a band, and I was spending a lot of time in the woodwork shop. I used to basically go in there at lunch times, and our woodwork teacher wasn't very good, but there was an old guy called Mr. Lane, who was the sort of technical help. He was one of these sort of retired guys who they basically brought in to make sure all the machinery was working properly and sharpen the bands and all that sort of thing. And he just basically took me under his wing, and I spent every lunchtime in there, and he helped me build these amazing actual pieces of work. And so I got the sort of bug for it then, but still, while I was there, everything that they had us make in the woodwork class and in metalwork and TD and everything, it was all kind of very nice, but nothing really had any use. It was all objet d'art and stuff that you gave to your parents, and they stuck it on the mantelpiece like ashtrays and things, you know. This was the 80s and 70s. And then somebody in the 6th form or the upper 6th made a little steam train, a working steam engine, sorry, in metalwork. And when they finished it, they put methylated spirits in, filled up a water tank and everything, and it came to life, you know, and actually did something. I thought, wow, you know, and it occurred to me that I could possibly make my own guitar and then I could play it. So the idea of actually making something that then had a purpose and a use was far, far more appealing. And with the added benefit that I could play rock and roll on it, you know, everyone's a winner.
Yeah, so your first guitar's built at school then? And
well, it was actually built at home in my dad's workshop stroke garden shed. But the idea kind of you know, percolated there, and I built the first one, which was actually a classical guitar, with the aid of my dad at home.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And then you got the bug for it, I guess, straight away?
That's it.
What was your next guitar?
My first few guitars were nylon strung classical guitars. And although I was into rock and roll, I was also into classical guitar music as well. And it just, from the point of view of a project, of something that was quite challenging to build, that's just what I really fancied doing. And then when I left school, I went to a place called the London College of Furniture in Aldgate in East London. And I spent 2 years there learning building classical guitars. And I left when I was 18 and tried to make a living making those, and I'd failed spectacularly, and went back and did a load of other jobs, like, you know, fitting kitchens and driving a tractor and all kinds of things for several years. And then one day I just sort of thought, I want to build guitars, and that's what I need to do, and I'm depressed if I'm not doing it. So, and that's when I started building electric guitars.
Oh, wow. And
probably when I was 25, something like that, 24.
And then you just stuck with it ever since?
Yeah.
Wow. So would you say you have an ethos towards building?
I like to, if I do, it's just that I like to keep things fairly small. I like to work with a small team. I like to work in a way that we can make every instrument inspiring and fun to build, and that's it really. And I like to sort of stay on top of things as much as I can. Yeah.
Can you talk to us about the 3 models we've got here? Well, there's 4 models actually, but
Yes.
2 are the 96s, aren't they?
Yes. I'll just put my tea down.
Yes.
Okay, so our kind of flagship model, I guess, is the Macon, and Macon started out as a double cut, and it's kind of evolved a little bit, and now the main model Macon that we build is a Macon carved top, which unfortunately we don't have here. But so we do a Macon carved top single cut, and then we do moving down. We do a Macon special, which is a flat top Macon with a maple top. This has got a kind of sort of not quite flame, not quite quilted. I'd call it quirly rather than curly or quilted. And that's got a kind of a faded tobacco burst or a T burst maybe. Double humbucker, wrap over bridge, 1-piece Honduran mahogany body, Honduran mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard. So, and then down from this, it's a Macon vintage, which is the same slab body, but without the top. And that's the Macon Series. So this is a Oz carved top, and kind of a classic shape, obviously. 1-piece Honduran mahogany body, a 4A grade maple top, and it's a carved top, as you can see. We make these as a non-carved top and as a drop top. This is a carved top, and it's also semi-solid, hence the F-hole. There you go. So sonically, it's a little bit different. It's got a chopped telly bridge, 2 humbuckers. I think you'll find.
So single coil tones.
Yep. That's a master coil tap. So that's master tone, master volume, coil tap, pickup selector. And this particular model has got a black limber neck and ebony fretboard. And this is a hand-applied burst. So this is basically a lemon burst, but it hasn't been done with the gun. It's been done by hand.
Completely finished by hand? Or
completely coloured and finished by, well, it's sprayed, obviously the lacquer is sprayed, but completely coloured by hand.
Let's talk about the 96 and the name as well.
Yeah, right, so the names are place names. There is a place called 96. It's in North Carolina, I think, or South Carolina. And we started off naming models after place names, which started, of course, with the Berlin. And at the time, it was kind of 1990 and the Berlin Wall had just come down and it was all over the news. And we thought, well, a place name you can't get into trouble with sort of trademarks or anything, but it's a place name. So that's how that started, and it's just a convenient way of picking more, model names as you actually go along.
Can you tell us about this specific one?
This is quite an unusual one for us. Most of the 96s that we build have pickguard mounted pickups and controls. This is a solid piece of alder. It's got top loader pickups. The controls are rear mounted. This has a floating tremolo, which is a Goto 510, very, very good unit, and rear locking tuners.
Super stable.
Super stable. And
That gorgeous flame maple neck.
yeah, 3A grade roasted flame maple neck. Roasted maple just kind of sounds like older maple, if you know what I mean. All the sharp corners are knocked off a little bit. It just sounds older and nicer and richer.
So for someone after a vintagey type tone, you'd recommend going roasted?
Yes. We do 2 basic neck shapes and formats with all our bolt-on neck instruments. So this model being a little bit more contemporary, I would say this has got what I call a fast neck. So it's a shallow C profile. It's got a compound radius fretboard, 10 inches to 16 inches, and jumbo frets, and luminaire side dots, although you can't see those under the light here. The other neck, which is on the Oz actually, is our vintage soft V neck. So it's a very, very soft V, quite deep, 12-inch radius, medium tall frets.
Which is the most popular for you?
It's been the soft V, the vintage profile neck, has been the most popular for a long time, but people are ordering these faster necks more and more now.
Fair enough.
It's just different strokes for different folks, you know.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a great looking guitar.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Faith guitars then. So can you tell us about your involvement with them?
I got involved with Faith guitars when I was still living in North Carolina. And when I moved over there, I went to Summer NAMM to sort of launch my acoustic guitars in America. And I bumped into an old friend of mine there called Brian Cleary, who now is the owner of Barnes & Mullins. And he said, oh, we're building these instruments called Faith guitars, and they're acoustics, and I wondered if you'd like to sort of get involved, and I did. And so I was already working from a distance on the Faith project back in 2004. And then when we moved back to England in 2005, he invited us to move up to Oswestry and move into the same building as their company. So, and we've been there ever since, and we've been working together on Faith guitars. So I've been involved with them ever since.
Brilliant. It's, you'd be surprised how many church-going folk we sell those to. We play in church bands.
That wasn't originally the plan, I don't think. It's just a thing, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, faith can mean what you want it to mean, I suppose, and it's different things to different people.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing us a brief history of Patrick James Eggle guitars and talking us through the models as well.
You're very welcome.